Ugh. I meant to record a video yesterday, and by I meant to record a video yesterday, I mean I sat by and watched as the time got slowly later and later, and then used that as an excuse to why I didn't make a video, because I was so unbelievably tired and I didn't want to record a video, so then I didn't. But now it's the next day, it's not as late, and I want to I want to read more files. Let it be known, however, that I don't have like water right now. I am just drinking risks, like chain drinking them. How many more of you freaks have posted your little files? Is this supposed to be like that? I feel like another one was like that and then it wasn't. I think this is not supposed to be like that. I'm just gonna assume. Just a hunch, as we in the business call it. I should wear my glasses more. Yeah, I haven't read this one yet. Let me crack open my brisk. I'm gonna update Vintage Story later. Anyway, this is Cog Has Wing Archives, case O-856473. Two bros chilling with a cognito hazard by Apothecary Cat 21. The Alker Hospital, curing illnesses across countless infinities. I'm intrigued. You are new. Pattern Screamer. Okay, this is gonna be something fucking different in it. Allow me a moment to go grab my glasses, Paul. Okay, I'm back. Grabbed my glasses, slipped them on. They're a little dirty, but I can still read. I gotta get used to wearing these more. Anyway. The Elker Hospital Apprenticeship Report. Patient, the Queen's Code of Conduct. Training ID 0556473. Room number 107 to the power of 35, the Cog has wing. Accretion date 1 lambda question mark 7777. Operative date 99 lambda 7777. Triage. Accretion. Patient was acquired as part of Alker's UN-GOC partnership, currently awaiting processing. The UN-GOC partnership is footnote number 1. This partnership was made in agreement with the Universal Nations, intriguing, Global Occult Coalition to exchange medium priority treatment for the beneficiaries across various selected dimensions with low to medium level AOs for training purposes and protection against disruptive parties. Universal Nations, that's interesting. Kind of like that. DH analysis. Okay, I don't know what these acronyms mean. Is this like, anyone work in the medical industry? Can anyone tell me if these are like acronyms that I should know if I'm in the medical industry, which I'm not, but still. DH's analysis. Patient is listing the code of conduct from a publisher company called The Queen's. Communications from UNGOC state that the company was notorious for exploiting magic and voices from beyond, committing localized noospheric siphoning operations on various office spaces from previously partnered media beneficiaries. Equipment coming in to take ideas from the employees and leaving them husky and suffering from various brain injuries. I think you meant to say husks? Because husky is either the dog breed, means they're fat, or fatter. Is that means that, right? Husky. Yeah. Either the dog breed means they're of larger stature, or is like not a word. Also, I need a fat bitch in my life. UNGOC became aware of the activities once they targeted high-profile Hollywood targets coming in to arrest them and seized their assets. Their collection of items was abandoned by them and has thus been collecting dust. Today is to rectify that. There's still patients that are in need of care, after all. According to the agents, if it slowly leeches off ideas from anyone nearby due to what's written on it and records them on a nearby data storing capable device. You're safe if you get away from it, but if you stay long enough, you'll supposedly have your imagination slowly fade away from your mind. Symptoms are detailed below. Sorry, I choked. Currently writing this as a quick note to my apprentices, mainly because this one has been sitting in storage for a while and nobody's been available until now to test it. Be careful with it. The effect may be unstable after being left for so long. I'm going to have a fairly long meeting with some of the other MDs. Take it to the practice ward and list down what's currently wrong with it. Be careful about it and do whatever else once you're done. I'll make this sound more clinical later, but right now I've got a meeting to attend. Dr. Joe S. Tiemann. Tiemann? Hmm. Hypothesis. Patient was created to be part of a synchrosymphonic network to alter the concept of imagination to bystanders. Prior status before supernormal side effects. A standard A4 sheets of paper with printed HP black ink, waterproof coating. Symptoms of ailment. Initial dispose. Do I have fucking brain damage? Initial exposure within close proximity of the patient. Is disposure a word? What the fuck was I even trying to say? Difficulty forming ideas. After 4 hours of prolonged exposure, neocortex degradation, which is loss of factual information memory processes, as well as advanced bradyphenia, which is slowed thought processes. Severity is mild, virality is manageable, lethality is none. Provisional diagnosis is conceptual anomanipulation. Anomaly manipulation, okay. Treatment. Note, dear Inhuman Resources, I may have neglected to specify one crucial aspect before I left. Let's just say I forgot to say that them doing a test run was me stating to not operate on the patient without my supervision. There's a clear difference between testing and operating. The two apprentices were exposed to high levels of CH effects and cognitohazardous effects and are currently recovering. I acknowledge that they're apprentices, but they are to be subject to discipline within my training regimen. However, there's two things of note. One, I take responsibility for this mess. Two, they cured it. After the quick assessment test, they made their own log of the treatment process with what they've perceived during their operation with the patient. I'll state what the cameras actually saw compared to their hallucinatory state, with the recording automatically transcripting the basic actions they're doing. While this is childish, it does follow a sense of logic when operating on patients that induce cognitohazardous effects. This is going to be referential for future practitioners if they are to operate on more dangerous cognitohazardous or even RB-based patients. I don't know what the RB stands for. That article lands at least. Let this document be a lesson that you should ask for confirmation before you do anything hasty. The rules here may not have been written in blood today, but it very well could have been. Dr. Joe S. Tiemann. Treatment type, cognitotherapy. Surgeons, Igor T. Oler and Stu D. Is it an L or is it an I? That's an I. Stu D. Eus. Yeah, because is there a capital L somewhere? Yeah, no, that's an I. Stu D. Eus. Oh, studious. I, I got to learn. Cute. I just got that. Then what's your pun of a name? Joesty? I got nothing. Joesty, man. Hmm. Operations performed. Pattern analysis performed by O'Learn mnemonic trainee, and rewriting performed by PS trainee. What's the P? I don't know what that is. Oh, pattern screamer trainee. And then this is monastics, I guess. Like mental bolstering medicine shit. Special instruments used. Any adapter cables connects any material object to an appropriate code X desktop to analyze code. Complications none. Recording on. Findings of the operation. Hey boss, we're not really sure how to do two people recording a procedure, so we decided to just use a magic audio recorder for our individual notes. This color is me, Igor, and this color is Stu. What up? Hope you don't mind. Haha. It's unconventional but coincides with protocol, so I'm glad they listened to one of my lectures. Stu. We can come back to this, write it down, make it sound more professional, like what you were doing. At the moment, we're just focused on making sure this little guy gets help. And then this one is Igor. Uh, so, we got a patient that's code of conduct, right? And so far, our attempts to trying to negate the harmful effects hasn't been going well. So we were rewriting what's on it, but that hasn't been working. We start off by just writing on top with a pen. Anyone near this pamphlet will have their imagination amplified rather than absorbed. Didn't work. We tried printing on top of the same sentences, nothing. This is for the doctor. Both attempts did work, and it raised the radius and hallucinatory effects of the CH and the CH the patient emitted. Let me take another sip. This isn't as good as normal water. I know I'm thirsty. This one is. Is this one? Fuck. Who is who? This one's Stu. However, now we decided an alternative. It's a code of conduct, right? So why not change the code itself? Might as well put my computer science knowledge to the test. So we're going to hook up any adapter cables from the pamphlet into the computer. Doctor, no. It is the correct procedure, but the method is wrong. The specific cables they used aren't automatically adaptive. It has to connect properly. So if the other end of the cable is just on top of the paper rather than inserted into the page itself. Oh, so the other end of the capable, that should be cable, is just on top of the paper rather than inserted. Update number 1, operations performed. Debugging performed by actually just focus on the patient first. This is Stu, by the way. Using my elite hacker skills, I managed to get the gist of the code shown and am currently modified what's on it. Doctor, nope. They stared at a blank screen, constantly saying something like beep, boop, beep, beep, boop, while Stu typed nonsense. Back to Stu. Oof. Now let's put what Lyris taught me in. Time to put what Lyris taught me and see if it works. Oh, well, for one thing, it ran straight into traffic, mangling itself to death because it's stupid fucking chicken legs. This is the doctor. What he actually wrote on the computer was, please work, I have no idea how to code despite graduating in STEM. Hey, that's fun. Back to Stu. Ah, man, we're running out of ideas at this point. Back to Igor. Yeah, man, it's whack, dog. Almost as if it's, oh my god. Stu. Bro. Igor. I know, bro. Fuck yeah. Bromance. Doctor, no, the two pace around the room. Back to Stu. We could call someone, I'm just not sure anyone's willing to help us out here right now. Igor. Don't be so blunt, friend. Gotta have some optimism. Gotta chat with some people in the database. You should go take a break or something. You did good today. I need actual fucking water, I think. Doctor, no. The door gets a knock and Stu opens it. Janitor BQ13, Allison Chow, pushes past them. She notices the patient's eyes. I was looking around my damn room, but like, I drank all my fucking water. If I was a Project Zomboid character, I would have high thirst. Ugh, also nauseous. This is the janitor. You done? Stu. No. Wait, is that a paper crown? Why does it smell like Sharpies? Janitor. Doesn't matter. You done or not? Stu. I mean, depends if anyone's gonna answer our calls. Ugh. Doctor. Nope. Despite getting permission. Sorry. Despite getting permission, all three are violating Alker sanitation protocols. The two did not deactivate the room of active equipment, and Allison is not authorized to clean a room with a training patient waiting inside. Stu. So, cool crown. Janitor. Don't mock me, Stu. I'm not. I think it's, cute? Janitor. Cute? Me? You're beneath me. Stu. If that's your way of saying I'm out of your league, I already got someone. Janitor. Why talk to me? Most people don't bother talking to janitors unless they need shit to get cleaned up. Stu. Just making small talk and all, plus that crown is kind of a conversation starter. Why wear it? This is Igor. Stu, that's probably not something you should ask someone. What's the janitor? It's fine, just memento from my old gang. Yeah, Stu. I'm still not. I still don't know the names. I'm used to transcripts telling me who's saying what. I'm very dull. Home dimension troubles. I get that. Doctor, no. Allison groans while emptying the nearby trash can. Janitor, get it? Get real. Stu, I'm as real as it gets. I take things seriously, you know, but that doesn't mean I gotta be all gruff about it. I'm chill like that. Janitor, seriously, like these stupid pieces of paper? Stu, it's a patient. Well, we refer to objects as patients too. They're just as much in need of treatment as the other human patients we get. Janitor, right, and whatever you're doing is working? Stu, I mean, I think so. It's a siphon. We gotta figure out how to make this thing not ruin our creativity and such. Stupid media companies, man. Doctor's note. Allison Chow starts reading the writing on the patient. Janitor. It's a siphon, you say? Reminds me of what I used to do for the gang. Stu? Yeah, we started writing on it, but I don't think it's working. Igor. Hey, Stu, I got Lyris's contact. She's not a doctor, but she's willing to help us fix your code. Stu. Oh, nice. Doctor's note. Oh my god, why did he turn around? Stu. Hey, so we got someone else to do our thing, so... Allison Chow finishes writing on the patient. Stu. That's not allowed. Janitor. I know, I take things seriously as well, just in a way that matters more than your silly little treatment sessions. Oh, fuck. Ow. Oh, God. I finished eating like 2 hours ago, so I'm nauseous as fuck right now. It was high in sodium, by the way. Allison Chow throws one of her wet floor signs at the two as she begins to levitate. Yes, I can feel my true power surging. She does an evil laugh. I don't know. This is a weird thing about me. Fun fact. I think actually like saying it writing down "wahahaha" is like so fucking lame, and it makes me physically recoil whenever I read or hear it. The same way people write down anime laughs in their fanfics. That shit pisses me off. I'm weird. Who the fuck is who? Igor. Oh crap, the janitor. Stu. Oh fuck, the patient. Doctor's notes. Note that Allison Chow, while possessing basic mage training, was subjected to the patient's cognitohazardous effects and is thus not a concern for safety due to dampeners within the hospital. She merely just thinks she's powered up. Janitor. My fellow sisters have sent this to save me. Oh, how long have I been waiting for this? Doctor's note. Upon further investigation, the company known as the Queens is completely unrelated to disruptors known as the Black Queens. Stu. What kind of gang were you in? Janitor. One destined to be great. One to rule every world there is. To take over everything you love and cherish. Now out of my way. Allison flies away and the two chase after her, with them almost bumping into Lyris's body. Update number 2. Operations performed. Get her ass. Doctor note. No, I didn't add that part. The patient did. Igor. Whoa, sorry. Busy doing doctor stuff. Doctor note. According to Lyris, the three were running around like maniacs, exaggerating their limbs like emphasizing them makes them think they're going faster. They were also losing their sense of direction, which is very important in non-Euclidean geometry. Stu. I didn't know she had magic, let alone get stronger from patience. Igor. She's headed for the training storage. Janitor. I need more power if I'm gonna kill this stupid god that thinks I just need help. I don't need anyone. All I need is power. Davite strength to me. Doctor note. Ellison is pulling on the handles of a push door. I presume the patient is amplifying her stubborn nature. Stu. Wait, if that thing made her stronger, maybe it made us stronger too. I got an idea. Go grab onto her. Patients start looking at what's going on with Igor holding on to Allison. Lyris and a few other staff coordinate to have people near the storage get away from the chaos. Janitor. Oh, get off of me! Stu, I had to think about his fucking name again. I'm gonna use a special move I learned from Dr. T-Man himself. Smoke powers, activate! Stu grabbed a nearby fire extinguisher and sprayed it onto Allison. She begins to cough violently. I can't breathe. Stu, it's called cognitohazardous smoking. It's a technique T-Man made to dissipate neurological effects that cognitohazards produce. Doctor's note. It's also referred to as choking, and no, they didn't do it right. Wrong type of smoke. The staff start venting the extinguisher smoke due to it filling up the room. Fool! I'm gonna take this place as mine and mine alone. The tides call upon you. Mop water gets sprayed everywhere with her swishing her mop. I fucking love this actually, with her swishing her mop at the two of them. Stu. Bro, we gotta stop her. I can't swim. Stu is flopping around like a fish for some reason. Igor. Hold on, we just gotta. Hold on, I know how we can beat her. Update 3. Operation performed. We're here for you. Igor starts to rise off the mop water, singing angelically. Doctor, no, no, it's not cognitohazardous base. It's just that weirdly good at harmonizing his voice. Janitor, what is this? I thought I wrote myself to be what is it? To be as powerful as anything in this world. Igor, you forgot one thing, bro. Alker has no world, but Alker is in every world that deserves help, and you, my friend, need help. Janitor, ah! This sucks. It's awesome. Allison throws her mop like a spear, but Igor comes in to hug her and hold her down. The mop hits Stu's head. Let go! Her telekinesis goes haywire, with the paper she's mentally gripping being accidentally thrown nearby into the spilled mop water. Igor. Please, man, let us help you. You're clearly hurting more than the patient you took. I overheard you two earlier, and I just think you need a friend. Janitor. You think a friend will solve everything? Igor. No. Ugh. Doctor, no. This is where they seem to calm down. The cognitohazardous effect is slowly wearing off, with the ink fading from the paper. Janitor. What? Igor, I. The fuck do you know about me? The two collapse on the floor exhausted. Alice and Chow's telekinesis makes the air psionically tense. Do you really think you can help someone like me? Someone who willingly joined a coven that takes over entire facilities across dimensions? Someone who willingly sacrificed everything just to have anything matter? Someone who got abandoned by everyone she loved? She starts tearing up. What the hell do you know about that? Igor. A lot. Igor lets go of Allison to show that he's crying. Listen, I may not know you and you may not know me, but just know we're here in the first place to help. People have their reasons. For me, he turns around to see Stu laying on the ground exhausted. For anyone else to not go through what we experienced ever again. Janitor, so what? Am I supposed to feel better by your pity speech? Igor, no, just something you gotta consider. We're here for everyone. To stupid pieces of paper, anyone that needs help, even you who tried to kill us just now with your powers. Allison frowns. Why bother? Igor smiles. Why not? Igor lets go, and the two stay there for a few moments. Allison Chow then slowly stands up and sighs. Igor turns around to check on Stu. Hey, Stu, you... Oh. Stu is passed out due to the mental overload given by the patient. Right. Cog has. Allison faints with Igor catching her. All three fall asleep. Dr. Tiemann arrives after receiving the emergency call. After taking the three of them to the recovery room, the patient began rewriting itself. The dialogue transcript has been confirmed to be from Studious. After a few minutes of rewriting, the patient is no longer affected with cognitive-hazardous symptoms. I personally tested the patient. It's now a dreamscape, no longer inducing the listed symptoms to anyone nearby. Patient is deemed cured. Oh, where am I? Ah, shit, am I cursed or something? Oh, I'm not. Pattern dreamers, right? Just like what Dr. Tiemann taught us. If that's the case, that must be with the patient, right? Conceptual psychospace to know how to recognize a regular dream and a platonic one? At least I hope that's the patient. Sigh, why is the S underlined? Is that a hyperlink? No. Hey, look, I think I get it now. I overheard what was happening earlier, and it gave me... Stu... Teased... Stu... Oh, Stu, thank you. In this file, certain letters are bolded and they will spell out to be Stu, thank you. Just like how in the Steam page for Finds at Freddy's 3 it said, I am Springtrap. Or my name is Springtrap with the double letters. And you guys remember that shit? That was awesome. Anyway, what are I doing? Hey, look, I think I get it now. I overheard what was happening earlier and it gave me some time to realize things. You just need someone with you, not a friend, not even an acquaintance, just someone. Even then, if it's up to you if you really want to acknowledge us. I do admit it is our fault for not checking up on you. Not us two specifically, but like the whole hospital in general. People are nice, we got a lot of stuff going on. It really is hard to keep track of it all. I guess that applies to where you came from, even if it wasn't an endless building full of sick people. I really do get it. Being thrown away like that, whether people were using you because they were considered a monster, or because someone left you because they didn't love you anymore. For me, I guess the same way as you, people just forget. It's not even in a spooky way either. Hold on, I had to put away my empty can, crack open a new full can because I am still thirsty. And it's not even in any spooky way either. Can't blame him either, as much as I want to. Those who used to love you and hang out with you, and now they just moved on. All because you left, take time for yourself. All because you got too stressed, took too much of that time to want things to be okay again. And you can't take it back, just for the sake of peace of your own mind. And you think to yourself, was it really my fault? Over and over again. It never really leaves you, even if there's evidence saying otherwise. It stings. It stung so much it became real pain. Heartache's a real disease, you know? But there are cases where it's more conceptual than that, and I'm part of the latter. Not everyone here arrived being sick and decided to join us because they got sick. Igor decided to get a job here and stuck around with my bum ass. But hey, I swear I won't have people be forgotten. Not Igor, not that janitor lady, not you especially. That's a fucking promise. Post-operation. Results. Those two are for what the fuck am I saying? Those two are, for lack of a better term, morons. But what they persisted and pushed through to make sure this thing was resolved is what made me appreciate the two. So it made me appreciate this hospital as a whole. People willing to do the right thing no matter what, and I personally will take any disciplinary measures in order for those two to stay and train within my purview. Dr. Joe S. Demon. Ow. Ow. That hurt. No. Dear Inhuman Resources, I would like to state that I do acknowledge the frustration shown within the transcript, albeit humorous. It does show a notable flaw of Elker. Maybe an infinite expanse with infinite staff, but human capabilities are all too finite to handle it all. There's no amount of people we can get to accommodate for our shortcomings. Dr. Elker acknowledges the sentiments and are actively working on changes to make the hospital operate better. But the workings of bureaucracy are all too powerful for even a god to handle. So what do we do? Maybe asking, well, for there to be there for each other. Our situation may not be as dire as Alice and Chow's, but if all a person needs to do, all a person needs to break is to be left to collect dust and ignored. Trust me, I know it far too well decades ago. I'm formally requesting trainees to regularly visit patients currently in storage. Not all are capable of experiencing sapience, but you never know. It's a weird world, and we're here to make sure the weird feels safe. Nice to be there for something, even if it may not react the same way we do, and still worth acknowledging. Aftercare. After Igor and Stu fully recovered, they were subject to ear twisting from Dr. Joe for ignoring protocol. Igor and Stu are currently awaiting evaluation within Human Resources to determine their standing within Elker. Alice and Chow can be seen mopping near the two after exiting the nearby psychotherapy ward. Where the fuck is my mouse? 1504 is... It's a screamer? 1504. Almost made that faint mistake. Joe Schmo. Oh, yo, it's this guy. Yeah, that living anti-meme. How's it doing? Right. Whoa, this is weird ass formatting. No, I liked it. I liked that one. It was cute. I liked the fucking slapstick comedy routine that was going on there. That was a nice little tale. I liked that immensely. Thank you kindly for writing it. Who the fuck are you again? Apothecary Cat 21. Sorry, big man. Fathomless Panthalasic Avarice by a Random Day. Panthalasic multiple like C's? The fuck is you? Okay. Okay, so you're like a thing. What the tumors? Something grows here. Well, yeah, that's kind of what tumors are. Oh, it's chaos. Okay. Fathomless Panthalasic Avarice. FPA. By who are you again? A Random Day. Thank you kindly. Tuesday or something. I don't know, dog. Oh, I don't know how to speak Chinese. How do I do Chinese surnames? Is this a first name? I don't know. Uh, Shang Yao? I'm gonna say Shang Yao. If that's incorrect, I apologize greatly. Shang Yao, former terror of the South China Sea. Is that the actual name of the ocean? That feels grammatically strange. Former terror of the South China Sea, which could never be put down by mere bombs. Shang Yao, whose bowels teem with wealth enough to shame empires. Shang Yao Kaijupolis? Kaijopolis? I don't know. Kaijupolis. Sleeping beneath the waves, with what treasures will you bless us today? It starts in the mines by the strictest technical limit. Shang Yao's intestines contain breathable gas. The oxygen content of K2's summit, mixed with equal parts nitrogen, sulfur, methane, monoxides, and dioxides, can keep a human breathing and working for maybe 3-4 hours before their lungs give up and their heart rate gives out. The respirator adds 2 more hours, enough to get a little deeper into the mine, until less tapped veins, nobody else has a lung capacity or stupidity to go to. Here comes Yusri, 27 years old, paid pennies on the day, dragging the pickaxe along the ripped gut floor to conserve his strength, damn near naked but for the army surplus respirator strapped across his face. The respirator was pre-owned, he took his risk willingly, took the risk willingly.
Could have taken the company-issued ones and had to turn back a mile up like the greenhorns on his shift. They had to go back with bean-sized nodules, barely enough to cover the cost of the filter changes in the respirators, let alone add a quota. Yusri got a better one on credit. That's what makes him a veteran. His eyes light up when he sees it. A nodule of turquoise metal, size of a man's fist, embedded within the intestinal wall. Each orichalcum pearl, orichalcum is brass, by the way. Orichalcum, well, historically speaking, alchemically speaking. It also is just a catch-all term for fictitious metal, fictitious, like, unbreakable metal. Each orichalcum pearl will fetch as much as $5 in the quota, enough to feed his wife and 3 children for the week. Took Yusri 3 hours to get down here, 1 more to chisel the pearl from the wall. He'll take just smaller breaths on the way out. Not small enough. Shang Yao's bowels churn, the walls quake, and the air humidifies with digestive fluid. The respirator starts to dissolve. Yusri's running now, a pickaxe abandoned a kilometer back. All too aware of the plastic clock ticking down his face. Takes a wrong turn. Dead end. Doubles back. Which way did he come from? 3 possible tunnels, 2 death sentences. The walls pulse the colors of phlegm and bile. He picks one at random and realizes it's too late. It's the wrong one. Yusri dies in stages, heaving into his mask as he prays, pissing in terror as he prays, realizing in horror that he shit himself as it keels over. 3 hours later, a greenhorn from his shift named Tommy finds his body in the pearl. The pearl she brings up for $5 in the quota, the corpse she leaves behind. Intriguing. Shang Yao has lurked beneath the sea for countless years. No treaty claims it, no navy patrols it. Into that vacuum, quietly, the Foundation moved. From the shadows, they tamed the city's worst impulses and kept its discontents in check. Utami carries the pearl up through the gut mine into the gastric mill, labyrinthine factory complex bolted to the thick epithelial walls, dying a slow death over a vast lake of aqua regia. Fresh metal, machines, and men must be brought in daily to replace what the environment takes. Here at the mine entrance where Shang Yao's mucus-lined flesh meets corroding metal, the foreman waits to count the survivors. His name is Cielo. By the way, just want to say, huge fan of superorganisms like playing host people. That's why I liked Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. Now, what's up with that guy in AI? Heard some rumors. Anyway, when Cielo was 15, his cousin Christian fell through a hole in the catwalk straight into the acid. At 16, his neighbor, Alem, lost both hands on one of the conveyor belts. The day he turned 17, a blast furnace broke off his hinges and cast his father, Miguel, into pig iron. 18, 19, 20, each month, killed each month by the machines, the air, the water. At 21, he'd had enough. He earned this spot by pushing his predecessor into the acid. Triads charged him a year's pay to cover it up. They loaned him the first installment. He's been paying off the interest for a decade now. Upon seeing the pearl in Utami's hands, Utami? I don't know actually how to pronounce this stuff, man. I apologize. Cielo realizes that Xiang Yao has offered a present, the first time in his life on his 31st birthday. Before Utami can cross the mine's threshold, Cielo pulls her aside and snatches the pearl from her hands. She protests, so he threatens her back down to refill a quota. Doesn't even care that her respirator needs changing. Forget their quota. This will shave the next decade off his payment plan. He walks, doesn't run, fast as he can. Knows how easy it is to take a shortcut through the mill and pay the toll in blood. He strides the journey across the production floor, dodges unlicensed forklift operators, untrained electricians trying to fix sparking severed wires, and children moving lumps of radioactive ore from belt to belt. Seen enough deaths every year from repeated exposure to each. Knows ladder routes, catwalk shortcuts, security codes to avoid and minimize every risk to his health. Poor bastard forgot to check his email in the morning. Of course, Shang Yao has the internet, has computers, cell phones, cable television wired through the brute's esophagus up into the satellite dishes poking out through the nasal cavities. But today was Sheila's birthday. He went around for the dial-up to load, didn't see the email notice of the gas leak in the morning, didn't know about the faulty pressure sensors around the hatch of Zaniel's gizzard, simply stood in the airlock for 10 minutes, then dropped dead of carbon monoxide poisoning. Ask around long enough and someone will tell you about the week they can't remember, or the cousin who went to work and didn't come home. No body, no funeral, just an empty bunk. Rumor says there's a site hidden deep in the bowels, sealed in the meat, no one's ever found the door. It takes 3 hours before the airlock hatch swings open. Imran sees Cielo's corpse first, Samnang the Pearl. They look from one, then the other, then at each other. Neither is fast or fit enough to swing on their coworker, and they both know it. They're also desperate enough to entertain the idea. It's either that or spend the rest of their lives fixing hatches and pressure seals in second-hand Tivek hazmat suits that can't keep water out. They start arguing with each other instead, bargaining, wheeling, and dealing on which of them will be brave enough to steal the pearl and which of them can fence it, which of them should get the lion's share. It's practically performative. They know, though, on them splitting it 50-50, 49-49, if they invest 2% in beer. Shang Tao Lager makes light. Shit. Is it always that? Shang Yao. Yeah, that's a different. How did you fuck this up? I thought you would have, like, just capitalized a Y or something and then done Control F and replaced everything. Shang Yao Lager makes life worth living. They're still hungover from last night. So hungover they forgot a newbie came to the airlock with them. Her name is Gut Speaker, and today marks her first full year in the refinery. She'd expected to be put on the mines, but she'd been her local party branch's quartermaster for a decade, kept the electricity running, the toilets flushing, the fuel flowing, ensured the bookies got their odds, the contestables their porn, the bureaucrats their cigars. When the raids finally came through, she'd accrued enough favors to escape with a slap on the wrist. Shang Yao can only spare the prison space with the truly antisocial. She got work release as a cargo lift maintainer, then got promoted to mechanical technician. Longer hours, but protective wear. Easy trade-off. Gutspeaker has more ambition than Imran and Samnang combined. The Pearl speaks to her, tells her who to sell to, bribe and buy off, may be able to pay bail for the parties of the members, or lend her legitimacy, as not just part of the Secretariat Insurgent, but as a chair of the Central Delta Committee. It offers hope that the beast calling itself Shang Yao's Communist Party can be more than some miserable imitation of a foundation none of them have ever heard of, more than just a bunch of alcoholic Marxists smoking around mahjong tables. The Pearl promises her the future with which she schemes and dreams, so she answers its call. Her psychic shriek resonates with Shang Yao's cells. While Imran and Sam Nang argue quietly with each other, their spores and their guts, immigrants from Shang Yao's macro to their microbiomes, ferment the sugars from breakfast. Before they know it, they're laughing with each other, dreaming of the life they'll have once they get out of this hell pit, what the Pearl will do for their futures. They're so giddy they're practically drunk. The city converts their morning pedestal to the into Shang Tao. Okay, now I'm thinking, is it a fuck up or is that a real separate thing? I'm gonna assume it's just a separate thing then. The city converts their morning pan pandesal into Sang Tao. Fresh from the source, Imran gets onto his hands and knees, searching for the pearl that must have rolled into the corner. Sam Nang pokes at Shielo's corpse, angry that the dead man won't wake up. Sorry, did I? Yeah, okay. Moments later, they both black out. Gutspeaker whispers a silent thank you, then asks their stomach biomes to stop auto-brewing. It's Zhang Yao's choice whether to listen. Again, he is always given that courtesy. She makes a show of stepping into the airlock and being shocked that her colleagues have somehow gotten so drunk they not only took off their clothes but blacked out in a room with a dead man. It'll be fine. She learned online that vodka protection radiation. The pearl is worth it. Half true. It jump starts your little immune system, so you pass waste more often when that's where your radiation expels from. Your body's like 40% like digestive system. Based on measurements I don't know, I made that number up right now. But because a lot of your body's digestive system, once that gets flushed out, along goes with it a lot of radiation. It doesn't protect from it, just makes you more likely to expel it. Anyway, she holds the pearl in her hands, wrapped tightly in Imran and Samnang's fatigues. She darts between pallets stacked with steel, bundles of recovered lead, rare earth ingots, and piles of today's casualties. Sneaks through the shadows of corrugated shipping containers under the roof of Zhang Yao's stomach 100 meters up. Doesn't stop to catch her breath until she's crouched in the safety of the canal lock. Nobody's ever had an answer for why it's called a lock. It's an elevator. One of 100 enormous bone pistons powered by the kaiju's massive exhalations that pushes cargo from Zhang Yao's gizzards into the crop. Whatever it is, she loves it for bringing her back home. In recent months, something changed. Nobody could say exactly when, only that sightings of the men in black became less frequent and then stopped. That the lights in certain windows went dark and stayed dark. The site, if it ever was there, is now empty. For the first time in ages, nobody was watching. Officially, the working class inhabit the lower Shangyao district, 36 cubic hectacres of space which can safely support up to 250,000 human beings, each with 100 square meters of dignity. Practically, the crop is subhabitable. Prefabricated housing competes with the causeways through which commerce flows. Second-hand ventilation systems choke on exhaust from the spermaceti-fired power plants and heavy metal hearths. The plumbing and cabling are stripped from the ships that first beached themselves in Zhang Yao's maw. Its gut speaker shared her place in the world. She was one with Zhang Yao's heartbeat filling her ears. Who cares what color the sky is? Who could be satisfied with the starlight after seeing the auroral bioluminescence of the crop's ceiling at night? Why climb trees when you can scale high rises that bloom and sprout and branch off in great spires that embed in the roof? Who needs soap when lye rain exfoliates your skin? The oil squeezed from the creature's meat staves off typhoid, dengue, and tapeworms. The beer fermented from its yeasts is the best on the planet. Her breath is timed to Zhang Yao's pulse. She's never gone a day in her life without it lulling her to sleep. She flares her nostrils to inhale today's exhaust, sticks her tongue out and tastes the oil in the air, presses one ear to the ground, then the other, listening as gossip reverberates through Zhang Yao's flesh. She speaks every dialect of every stairwell, corridor, and guy wire. They tell her which routes the constables are patrolling, who's about to call for Ron in the mahjong parlor, and... Is it? Yeah. Mahjong parlor 3 doors down, where to find Xiao Yazi, the Communist Party's most reliable fence. When Xiao Yazi bought his bodega, he had it remodeled to look like the Flatiron Building in New York City, and he's damn proud of it. Even had the sewage and power lines dug into the ground rather than bolted to the sides. It cost so much he couldn't afford to keep it looking inhabited. Aluminum sheeting covers the exposed wounds where the original stone roofs start dissolving as soon as the first lye rain hit. The air conditioning on the upper floors doesn't filter out the oil from the air but cooks it. Whatever material comprises the sewage pipes also poison the foundations. It sinks into the decaying, discolored ground at a rate of 5 centimeters per year. So what if only Hitman and other victims rent rooms here to hide and die? So what if the only business he gets is smuggling? It's still his bodega, his pride and joy. Zhang Yao itself blesses his space, and each mouth of the twin stone lions outside his door lives a worm cast from its flesh. Each would defend the Flatiron with its life and responds to intruders by stabbing at them. Gut Speaker rubs their heads and knocks on the door. The viewing port opens, revealing a pair of beady eyes and a nose so swollen it threatens to break through the viewport. Yazi is not happy to see her and threatens to call the constables. Then he sees the business opportunity in her hands. She listens as he spins the dials of the first lock, memorizing where its tumblers stop. Pulls the key for the second lock, recalling the locksmith who made it, which is a 12-digit code for the third, mimicking the position of his fingers by the sound. He's changed the dial lock and the passcode, still uses the same key though. In a back room, they argue back and forth on a price war, settling on 10,000 American dollars. Gut Speaker knows it's a fraction of the pearl's worth, but even that fraction is enough to buy a new identity. Then they can pay bail for the Secretary of Intelligence. At least the member's worth keeping around. Then pay rent in a new building for a year. Get a new mahjong tournament going, get funds flowing, get shared on the Delta Committee. There's nothing in her life that $10,000 can't solve. The Foundation is gone, but they are not done. They have one last design for Zhang Yao, a parting gift addressed to the whole city. They return address withheld. It takes Yazi a week to organize the deal. First stop, meeting with Umasankar, kebab hawker and president of K Directorate's Zhang Yao Poultry Planning Union. His cut will pay for the unit's extended coffee breaks, forcing the constables to change their lunch paths and clearing specific path to Zhang Yao's throat. Customs and migration through the throat is maintained by the Oneroy Corporation. Nice. Love seeing them around. Where was I? But Yazi knows the guards on both ends of the 12:25 p.m. shift change and how much to pay them off to break their scanners before the throat's cargo lift. Once they make it up the throat to Zhang Yao's harbor, the psychosecurity sweeps emanating from the upper Shangyao district will pick up on an unrecorded lump of telekinetic deadener like a dirty bomb. Simple solution, the plush bears coming out of Wondertainment's sweatshops are so packed with artificial love and joy they act as psycho-spiritual flashbangs. A few pounds of heroin, artfully distributed among company shipping crew, ensures an unlocked container for Gut Speaker and the Pearl to slip into. She's never traveled this high up in Shangyao. She spent her first 30 years in its gullet, and Crop would happily spend the next 30 years there too. But she has to see the Pearl off. It's the most wealth she's ever seen in a single spot, enough to change more lives than her miserable connection to her home ever had. Instantly she feels guilty, heretical, anxious. Is it the bends? A heart attack? Divine punishment? All three? Perhaps if she bursts from the container to confess her guilt. No, the pearl stays. Stay, protect, flee, flee, flee. Get out, get out, get out. The feeling passes. She realizes she has just been psycho-swept by the Shangyao dock security. She has just made it to the Shangyao harbor. Elation sweeps through Gut Speaker. Relief, faith, ecstasy. Then she flushes and remembers her place. Losing control will get you killed, kid, warns the Pearl. Gut Speaker cracks the container door open and ducks out into the harbor yard. The Pearl stuffed in her Tvek uniform. She takes a moment to look up through the semi-cloudy membrane that shields Shangyao's eyes and the industry from within, and the industry within from the salt of the South China Sea. The sun casts its baleful gaze down at her. It's the first time she's ever seen blue water or sunlight. Makes her think of a hurricane's eye, as if her experience of clouds, let alone hurricanes, isn't just snuff footage of tornado chasers getting sucked up. Soon she will trade away the pearl to her contact. Gut Speaker won't look back, can't afford to look back. She pauses in the shadow of a receiving gantry to look up at the ocean and the ships resting on its surface. She wonders where the pearl will go, who will buy it. Doesn't matter, as long as their money feeds revolution. Not even a little, that's $10,000 in her pocket and the rest of her life ahead of her. She knows she will be safe. Shang Yao would have warned her if she were being watched. Neither could conceive, let alone suspect, that an electric eye is trained on her through 100 meters of saltwater and hyperfauna flesh. Its owner scrutinizes her. Minor anomaly detective, marking for potential cauchery. Return to primary target, crude tanker, Panjara. Heat signatures identified, Chaos Insurgency affiliations confirmed, all targets marked for execution, ready to drop. Meet Onru. Her artificial eyes scan through every spectrum from infrared to spectral. Her current shell weighs 250 kilograms and stands 2.5 meters tall. She and her siblings were here to deliver indiscriminate death to enemies of the Foundation, and she couldn't be any happier. I liked that a lot. I liked that a lot. Oh my god, that fucking does everything for me so unbelievably well. First of all, people stuck in pathetic situations dealing with what they can. That is one of my fucking personal favorites for any story. And it was huge on Biopunk, despite liking gargantuan living ecosystems. However, I might have to check out more of this little hub, because that's nice. I like that a lot. It's such an intriguing beast, and you um random day have amazing descriptors. You have your okay. Your register's a bit stilted. Like you do the same listing format like every 3 paragraphs, but your descriptors are amazing, and I loved that our character was the fucking pearl. Ignore every person I just said. The character is the pearl, which brings it all back to Shang Yao. I love that so much, and I like the bad end. A random day, that was amazing. If I could upvote twice, I would. Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. This is, oh my god, I'm fucking gushing. I loved this a lot. What do you have to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself? Uh, yeah. Yeah. Fucking, oh, it's fucking good. Oh, and you wrote more. Oh, that's so unbelievably fucking good, big dog. Oh, I love that. Oh, I'm actually like so fucking giddy. That's so good. Well, I'm so happy I blew up playing games with a friend to read this shit. Is that fucking evil of me to say? I don't care. It's good. That's good. I am a surgeon. I am a surgeon. I presume you are part of the same group? Yeah. Oh, okay. If this is too long, we're not doing it tonight because my throat hurts and I have been drinking fucking what amounts to soda for water. Okay, one. One less. Left. Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. Maybe not. Hold on. I have to fight this off. I have to win. I hate the daily fight against my digestive system. If you guys are ever thinking about getting a eating disorder, take my advice. Don't. Need a woman bigger than me in my life. The Alker Hospital operative report. Patient Agnes Lilly, gender female, priority high. MR number lambda 9083 lambda dash 908932. Room number 308 to the power of 27. The Spectre Wing. Admission date the 29th of September 2009. LT unknown. Operative date the 1st of December 2009. Local time. That's what that means. Or 19 lambda 7777. Triage. Admission. Patient arrived on foot. She identified herself as recently deceased. Patient was covered in blood. Transferred to priority room. Physician analysis. Patient kept looking at the flower painting in the lobby, muttering to herself with multiple voices overlapping at once. She saw one of the other patient's kids and started to hyperventilate with the surroundings changing. I think I saw a golden ring slip on my finger. It hurt as hell. It meant to say it hurt like hell, but whatever. Fosachan? Fosachan? Con? Oh, physician. Physician. That's your name. By the way, guys, writing the Elker stuff, I like the habit you have of doing stupid puns as names. That's funny. Or, yeah. Hypothesis. Patient is presumed to possess unresolved postmortem obligations consistent with spectral manifestations. Signs of ailment. Presence of heart rate and bodily feelings. Manifestation of third-degree burns all over body disappear within a few hours. Pollen occasionally found inside burn wounds. Ew. Unusually deep pores in the skin. And inability to cross certain thresholds. Nursing notes. Patient repeatedly apologizes to non-existent individuals, and patient reports smelling burnt caramel despite severe burns manifesting. Severity is debilitating. Virality is non-applicable, as is lethality. Provisional diagnosis: phantom pain! Sorry, I don't know what came over me. Anyway, treatment. Experienced doctors frequently misunderstand floral transplantation. Souls require no replacement, they require cleaning. The graft merely provides temporary architecture through which damaged memories reorganize themselves and gain an identity. Our souls are not organs. They are neither static nor reversible. They are accumulations of memory, attachment, and experience. We cannot restore them to their previous selves without destroying the person they belong to. Operation SCP-01 demonstrated the first recorded patient whose traumatic memories had already become structural. We may be a hospital to treat the nigh impossible, but there is no cure for trauma. They will never be. By Dr. Alker. Or, no, by Dr. whatever. You get the idea. Treatment type: spiritual spectroscopy. Parentheses SS. I understand the want to abbreviate, but let's not go with SS. Surgeons: Dr. Tiemann and Dr. Grignard. Operations performed: spiritual floral transplant, or the SFT, performed by Dr. Grignard. Oh, I meant to look that word up. Oh. I'm so disappointed in myself. Watch that be the running joke for this contest. Anyway, actual word for Sarkic here: shamanic medical rituals performed by Dr. Tiemann. PSAT, cancel before operation, deemed to be too extreme for current situation of the patient. PSAT is not the pre-SAT, but is instead paramedic spectre astral transfusion. And stitches, zombie horse. Zombie horse. I'm going to look up on my phone the words zombie horse now. No, not Minecraft. All I get is Minecraft. I'm going to look up stitches. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And also an image of a horse having stitches. Oh, that one's fucking nasty. What the hell is this? Oh, it got hit by a car. You ever seen a bald horse? It's kind of funny. Is this even stitches? That looks like staples. Yeah, I guess I never thought about that. Of course, my dog had stitches. Well, may she rest in peace. From that one time she got attacked by a dog. She lived through that, by the way. She died of old age. Beautiful little beast she was. I just never thought about like how something with thick ass skin and flesh like a horse could get stitches. I don't. I just kind of always assumed they do wound glue or something. Why am I looking at horse? Oh, that's weird. Something Uma Musume here. Anyway, stitches, zombie horse. I guess it's a fucking JoJo's reference. Special instruments used. Fans anesthesia, sedative, standard floral graft, cleanse damaged mnemonic structures with cultivated soul tissue. Spirit pump, biological instrument to conduct floral grafting. Complications are non-applicable. Recording is on. Findings of the operation. 8.5 milligrams per kilogram of anesthesia was administered through the solar plexus of the patient. Dr. Grignard incised the patient's spectral thorax cavity and inserted an S-pump into it, connecting the pump to her sternum. The S-pump's teeth were embedded within the thoracic cavity. Device subsequently encircled an indistinct cardiac apparition. Apparent resistance encountered at insertion point. Continuous vocalizations resembling human wailing were detected. Floral graft concentration was increased by roughly 87%. No changes were observed. A fetal apparition, crown partially developed, poor fucking thing, manifested adjacent to the S-pump. It appeared sitting in the lap of an adolescent boy. Both manifested on the patient's lower abdomen. After 21 minutes of extraction, the patient... No, I misread. After 21 minutes of extraction, the growth of a tongue was observed within the S-pump. Moments later, it asked Dr. Tiemann to remove it. The device subsequently removed and exercised. That's funny. Dr. Grignard proceeded to incise the apparition of the epicardium, which resulted in a colorless vapor rapidly escaping the cavity, reducing visibility throughout the operating theater. Operative personnel became unresponsive and rigid for 37 seconds. Each individual in the operating theater abruptly perceived themselves within a semi-coherent sequence of the patient's memories. Subsequent interviews established that each member of the surgical staff experienced a distinct perspective within the same mnemonic event. Selected statements are reproduced below. Memory Reconstruction 01. Interviewee Dr. Grignard. I was sitting alone in a small boat on a river. Couldn't damn see nothing because of that damn snow obscuring everything. Some time passed, maybe an hour or so. Don't recall the exact time. My boat arrived at a wooden dock. In front of me was a brick house and a garden of dead plants, bigger than the house. Surprisingly, each of the dead plants were purple, which was weird. I got off the boat and walked to the front door. Contemplating whether to knock or not, I peeked through a small glass window. Inside were an unlit fireplace and a woman lying on the ground. I felt a little tug on my coat. Quickly looked down to see a young kid with a flower in his hand. He shook his hand and ran off. Never stopped running, but he wasn't going farther. Memory Reconstruction 02. Interviewee Nurse Valeria. In front of me was a woman. Somehow a glass bottle was in my hand. I reeked of liquor, the one thing I never consume. I swung the bottle at the woman's lumbar region. Her back was bleeding. I doubt if I saw the color correctly. What? Oh, yeah, I understand now. She doubts if the color she saw was correct. For it was unlike a shade I had ever seen. She didn't even flinch. Her lilac dress was unusually bright, yet her blood was dull. The woman tried to get up, but I held her down, and I forced myself upon her. I vomited human hair. I couldn't move. I wanted to continue. Memory 03, interviewee and Nurse Shammy. The room was blurry, and I was seated in front of a young boy, his face too blurry to highlight. 3 to 4 women spoke to me, but I couldn't see their faces. They introduced themselves to me. I wondered what the fuck was about to happen to me. Outside, I heard screams and smashing, which seemed to grow louder the longer I paid attention to it. I looked at the door. The boy held my face and turned it towards him. There was no one in front of me but a mirror. My hands and face shimmered. I thought I was drunk. My chest was replaced with magnolia blossom. The petals began falling one by one. Something moved beneath my ribs. The boy appeared on the doorstep and smiled. He rushed towards me and hugged me. Started crying. I saw blood erupt from between my legs. I was so fucking scared, but the kid patted my head and I somehow drifted off to sleep. Memory 04. Interviewee, Dr. Tiemann. So is he going to be like a main character for all three of these? I noticed you only posted 2 so far. I felt an intense pressure in my chest and back. For once, I thought I was dead, but that was not it. No. My jaw was pinned under a heavy rock. I could taste blood on my tongue. It was sticking to that rock. Prayers did not help, neither forcing myself to wake up did. Neither forcing myself to wake up did. I think he meant to type neither did forcing myself to wake up, but where was I? I could hear the flow of water and the rowing of a boat somewhere near me. Wonder if they were going to dig me out of my grave, and I was wrong, I guess, since the rowing stopped too soon. A flickering lantern was inches away from my head. I was buried alive for no, I don't remember how long. But I could breathe again, and while I was counting the hours, I heard a child whispering near me, or beside me, rather. Grignard requested that the recording be stopped. A review of all testimonies demonstrated no overlap in perceived viewpoints, experiences corresponding to distinct participants in the patient's remembered environment. The duration of the perceived events ranged from 8 minutes to approximately 27 minutes, despite an elapsed operative time of 37 seconds. Operation status failed. STF surgery failed due to the presence of unidentified floral structures within the patient's chest cavity. Review of operative findings determined that the obstruction encountered during transplantation was not anatomical in origin. Operative staff have developed severe case of paranoia. Final diagnosis: structural pathology. Aftermath: morbidity and mortality conference case. What's this word again? I'm not gonna say. Spiritual spectroscopy -1 -01. Again, please don't make this an acronym for historical reasons. I'm not going to say that. Attendees: Dr. Alker, Dr. Whatever, and Dr. Tiemann. Question 1. What caused failure of the graft? Dr. Tiemann. Patient demonstrated active thaumaturgical rejection before graft placement. Grignard. Thaumaturgical rejection wasn't the primary cause. The S pump's pressure reached 240 kPa, so I don't know what that means, without propagation despite an 87% increase in graft concentration. That suggests mechanical obstruction. Question 2. Did the procedure exacerbate the symptoms present within the patient? No evidence suggests the operation worsened the patient's condition. The patient's post-operative course demonstrated progressive clinical improvement. Question 3. What can be done to prevent such failures in the future? Grignard. As pump is an important part of this hospital, the pump did not fail, the indication failed. We attempted replacement in tissue that no longer possessed adequate replacement architecture. Tiemann. In favor of Dr. Grignard here, if possible, restrict the use of S-pump to certain and specific cases. Decisions. Use of S-pump limited only to the Spectre ward. Decision taken by Dr. Alker and the hospital board. Conclusions. Dr. Grignard, Dr. Tiemann, and all operating theater personnel involved in Operation SFT-01 have been granted 2 weeks of psychological leave following mandatory evaluation. Mnemonic structural pathology has been recognized as a distinct diagnostic category within the spectral wing. Post-operation treatment. Patson's therapeutic sessions, PTS, treatment involves controlled exposure to traumatic memories. PTS does not attempt to remove or suppress traumatic memories, rather it prevents them from manifesting physically. Results. Patient's condition has improved considerably since her admission over the course of 3 months. Treatment was approved to continue indefinitely. Day 15. Patient requested purple magnolia flowers for her room. Burn and scar marks have been healed spiritually. Dirt has been accumulating on the soles of Nurse Valeria. Day 37. Patient no longer malnourished. Pollen grains have started appearing inside the operation theater after session 31. Day 82. Patient has not come to therapy for a week. Dr. Patterson has authorized a reduction in treatment fees. Patient's payment methods have subsequently been changed to the planting of 1 astral flower per day. Dirt manifestations have not been observed since session 47, which we did not see. Doctor's notes. Caregivers are instructed to gradually expose the patient to memories associated with her domestic life. However, the topic of their son's death is prohibited. Interaction regarding her and her son's life together is encouraged if patient mentions a fetus, spelled Foetus. Is that a real spelling? Alert doctor, physician immediately. Signature, patient. Date, the 28th of December, 2009. Zombie horse. Uh, Did anyone talk about zombie horse? Really, I liked the first tale. I liked the humor of it, but yeah, I agree with you here. That was fun. Uh, honestly, I agree. It was a JoJo's reference. Zombie horse. Despite, well, Seymour, I made it. Despite your directions, despite the JoJo's reference, I liked that a lot. That was fun. I do really want to see more from this GOI. Will you guys continue writing after the contest is over? I hope so, because this is nice. Anyway, is this supposed to be like that? After this is back to February, fucking A. And then Moses, huh? Is this Tact Theo? What the fuck is American Dreams up? I'm intrigued. Huh. Yeah, I'll put time into that. Anyway, today's tales were kind of fun. I enjoyed it greatly. Thank you kindly for writing. Thank you kindly for sitting with me as I read these to you, and I appreciate if you make an account and like start voting on this shit yourself if you haven't already. See you hopefully tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have water and not just fucking cans of brisk iced tea. As much as, damn, that is pretty good, I would like fucking water. I need to get off my ass and get a drink.